been exploring different processes in our kitchens and learning the science behind them. Today, we will continue our exploration with a new topic. Here's a question for you. What process is common to setting curd, making idlis, or preparing dhoklas? Absolutely right. It is fermentation. Do you remember watching a video in this series about how microorganisms grow by breaking down substances and produce new products in the process? If you don't, then do watch the video on fermentation. How does milk turn into curd? The process of fermentation also helps in digestion of food. Microorganisms called E. coli live in the intestines of human beings and animals. These microorganisms help to break down the complex molecules of carbohydrates present in our food and convert them into simpler nutrients that our cells can use. The microorganisms in turn use the carbon and hydrogen from our food as nutrition for their growth. Gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and hydrogen are produced during this process of fermentation. These gases produce foam and bubbles in fermented foods. Fermentation is brought about by bacteria that do not require oxygen for their survival. This is the reason they are called anaerobic organisms. Anaerobic means without air or oxygen. Hence, fermentation is an anaerobic process. During the process of fermentation, bacteria and yeast cells break down complex molecules into simpler ones. This is why fermented foods are easier to digest and more nutritious too. Fermented foods are prepared and eaten all over the world. In India, food items like idli and dhokla are very popular. But have you heard of gundruk, Hawai jar, Induri pitha, or ambali? Find out where these are from. Fermentation is used extensively in the food and beverage industry. Yogurt, different types of cheese, bread, beer, wine, alcohol, and vinegar are all produced by fermentation. You may be surprised to know that the use of fermentation to produce wines and beers has been known for more than 10,000 years. Fermentation is a very useful process. Its use is not limited to the preparation of food and drinks. Sewage, the wastewater from homes and factories, cannot be directly released into the rivers, sea, or soil. Treating the sewage and breaking down the organic matter in it is also done by the process of fermentation. Sewage is taken into large treatment plants where bacteria ferment the organic matter, and then the remaining water is allowed to flow out. Fermentation is a natural process. Biogas, also called gobar gas, is produced by fermentation. Biogas is a fuel that is produced from plant and animal waste. It is a mixture of gases, mainly methane, along with carbon dioxide and small amounts of other gases like hydrogen, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen sulfide. This gaseous mixture combines with oxygen when burnt and releases heat. Biogas is a clean fuel and gives off no smoke when burnt. It has multiple uses. Biogas can be used for cooking, running vehicles, production of electricity, and for heating purposes. The organic waste matter from farms and homes like weeds, leaves, twigs and roots, paper, kitchen waste, and leftover food are put in an airless tank. Dung and water are added to the chamber and it is allowed to ferment. Anaerobic bacteria carry out fermentation and break down the organic matter. The nutrients present in the waste dissolve in the water inside the tank to produce nutrient-rich slurry. The slurry is removed regularly to allow fresh waste to be put into the tank. A semi-solid sludge collects at the bottom of the tank. This is also emptied out periodically. The biogas produced in this process is collected in a second tank and is piped into homes and factories to be used as fuel. Time for a task for you. Do you have a biogas plant in your vicinity? Do visit it and learn more about it. Try to find out what is done with the slurry and the biogas. The next time you eat idlis, dhokla or any other fermented food, do remember the process of fermentation and the amazing science in our kitchens.